Hey, good morning, Derek. This is a quick demo video for you for the second Jedi Killer Gen 2. Installed identically to the first, so this is going to be probably the exact same video as the other one, but it is something that I do with every install. I make a full demo video to show you that everything is working properly and just walk you through the entire Saber. All right, so we've still got the same PCB in here. I used a V4 Carl Chen in here. Crystal chamber lights up. Now on this one, I watched your video on taking out the red wire through these eye holes that were drilled in. All right, I did not glue these in. I'm going to let you do that. I was having a little bit of an issue trying to slide them through, so I just found it was easier to pop these last two off right here and then take it out of this guy right here to quickly access the chassis. But in the future, you know, if you decide to glue those in, you know, the red wire should be able to come through. These are a lot thinner eye holes than what I would typically see on like a Kylo Ren saber on a crossguard, because on those what I would do is I'd cut the red wire and hide the two ends inside one of these clamps, but it's a little too thin for me to be able to do that and for it to stay in. So for now these are just popped in, they're not glued in, so to get to the chassis you just come over here, pop that out of the hole right there and pop these first two pieces off. All right, and then you can just unscrew the saber. So we'll unscrew it, kind of keep that red wire out of the way. Slide this out. This is a bit of a tight fit, but it still goes. All right, and you've got the same setup. So Phoenix props and Phoenix props and shadow foil props down here on the bottom side. So Sabers over here for me, and then it says Jedi Killer V2 over here. This is running still a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. Same removable battery setup, and then also same board access. So right there, right behind the negative spring, you've got your USB access and your your SD card. Sorry, it's early in the morning. So SD and micro USB access. All right. This is also running the one font. I gave you my own. So same on both Sabers. Although the config is the same on both Sabers, I went ahead and I put a copy on this SD card as well, so you don't have to guess which Saber has that. All right, not a big deal there. Still a 2-button setup, so your front switch is your power, your back is your auxiliary. I know that you had mentioned to me a little bit that the weathering looked a bit different on the video than it did on my pictures. I take my pictures of the Sabers that I do in my light box. Maybe the light is a little too bright in there. I try to get the background out of those pictures because I feel like it takes away from the Saber. But in in doing that, it probably took away from the weathering as well. So that's what you've got right here. We'll go ahead, put a battery in. Tight snap fit, and you still got the same LEDs in the chassis and the same pulsing going on here in the crystal chamber until we turn it on. All right, crystal chamber goes solid. The LEDs in here. Your chassis and your crystal chamber react to the auxiliary button being pressed. Go ahead and twist that off and then put the handle back on, so just be careful when you're putting it on. Before we fire it up, let's talk about the blade plug real quick. Very nice blade plug. This one, there's no issues at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we'll put this clamp back on, or these two clamps back on rather. Put it in the hole in the crystal chamber, and then we're good to go there. All right, then we got this all tightened down. This blade plug for this Saber goes in, no problem. Slides all the way in, goes flush with the emitter, slides out. On the other one that I did for you right here, I went ahead and I left the blade plug out a little bit so you could get it out. It is a tight fit when you get to about right here. So you I wanted to leave it out a little bit for you so you didn't have a problem getting it out. You may want to sand that a little bit. I did not do that, obviously. All right, so that's what we've got going on right there. Come over here and hit power. You got your crystal chamber lighting up. Auxiliary. And we'll throw a blade in here too. So, you know, same thing. Set up for a full-size blade, but this is, again, my test blade that I like to use. My ceiling is a bit slanted because I'm above my garage. It's something you can't see on camera, but when I use a full blade, I always hit my ceiling right here. All right. So turn this light off and flip it on. So you got a red unstable. Holding auxiliary and hitting the saber to blade lock up, so you can kind of see it here. And of course, as we go horizontal, it moves towards the tip of, or the middle of what would be a full-length blade. A little bit of our soundtrack here while your crystal is pulsing. All right, and turn it off. And we'll go ahead and take the blade out, but we'll just kind of show you the saber. We can focus on it. All right, so easy enough to take the blade out. We'll just back up our blade, or the blade retention screw. I'll throw this blade plug in here real quick so you can see there's some nice shine through on that as well. All right, and then again we'll pop these guys out right here and unscrew the handle. And then take the battery out from the positive side, which is over here by the speaker. All right, so that is basically the second Jedi killer. I'll get these boxed up and get the info to you this morning. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.